Hey everyone, this is Old Dad at Old Dad Discovers. And today, due to a school trip, a retreat by the school to the beach at Ho Cham, I'm out here today. And I'm gonna bring on a guest that I've known him for probably 30 years now. And he's the brother of Kenneth Nguyen. So welcome, Tom Nguyen,
Hello.
to the channel. All right, we'll start walking.
Yeah, yep.
So this is a true test of my foot as I injured it playing pickleball. And so I'm gonna walk on the sand and it will test whether or not the camera video, it will test whether or not my this camera can do stabilization. So Tom, you're one of the few guys who have been here longer than me.
Yep.
So tell me a little bit about your journey, to Vietnam and living here for the last, what, 20, 22 years now? 21, 22 years?
Since 21, yeah, going on 22 soon. Uh, my dad had set up a factory here in 2000, and production was taking a while, and he was colorblind. So my parents had asked me to come back and help resolve things out for a couple months. So at the end of 2003, I came back, thinking that I'd come back and help him out for a couple months. But I ended up loving Vietnam so much, I quit my job and I flew
A
back to
good
Vietnam.
job too, right?
Yeah, it was a pretty good job, and
What were you doing then?
I was doing motion capture for Giant Studios. We worked on a couple movies, and we were going to work on a big movie,
Which was what?
Avatar, right?
Oh.
And I didn't know it was
The
Avatar at
biggest
the time.
movie ever.
Yeah.
Okay.
And my boss and supervisor goes, "Don't quit because this is going to be a huge movie, one of the biggest
So he
movies
wouldn't
ever."
tell you what it was.
They didn't even know, but all they knew was James Cameron,
Okay.
right? And they said, "Dude, he's the maker of Titanic," right? I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't want to do another movie directed by a guy who did Titanic, right?
Yeah.
But boy, was I wrong. But
No regrets though, right?
no regrets, no regrets. So I came back to Vietnam. Things were rough. It was very hard to make a living back then. Money was low, so I started teaching. And there was an article about me, and that article came out, and everyone thought I was like a VFX wizard when I was really like a motion capture animation guy. But back then, Vietnam, they couldn't tell the difference. Right? They just thought I was the Bade guy, right? The 3D guy, right?
Yeah.
So, but we started to get work, and eventually that company grew, did well, because outsourcing was a big thing.
Yeah.
And then from outsourcing, I still teach till today, going on 19 years now. And the company, we now have the Vietnamation as the VFX company that does outsourcing. And I opened up a toy company, and that's doing pretty well now. We're getting clients called Mad Lad Figures.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we also, a few years after that, I opened up a game company. And so I'm running 3 companies, juggling my
Holy
time.
moly. And teaching.
Yeah.
Crazy how you manage all that.
Yeah.
How many hours do you sleep a day?
I break my sleep into 2, right? A couple hours around 7 or 8 at evening, and then I wake up around 11, 12 to anticipate the work in the US where we do a lot of outsourcing. And then probably around 7 or 8 in the morning, I take another nap. So about a couple hours, 3 or 4 hours, depending on, it's weird, my body, it's hard for me to sleep more than 5 or 6 hours. I just start to wake up and get anxiety, right? So,
Okay.
but I've learned to split it up into 2 few hours sessions, and it works for me.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And you've been managing that for how long now? Because as long as I've known you,
Yeah.
since you being here, you generally stay up most of the night, right?
Yeah. And it's part of it's because I'm an introvert, but another one is when I work at night, for some reason, when I don't have a sense that someone could at any time knock on my door or bother me, my flow, my thinking, it tends to just be a lot deeper and longer, between the times of, say, 1 a.m. to 5 a.m.
Yeah.
It's when I know for sure no one's going to disturb me, I can really focus and get stuff done.
And so besides obviously the business you're running, visual effects and toy company and all that, you're also heavy into AI and creating applications as well, right?
Yeah, yeah. So part of that reason is because, I have this fear that AI is going to start to take over a lot of my work, right? And you're starting to see it happen. So I always have to stay ahead of the game or the curve, figure out what's the latest that the AI can do to apply it to our company to be competitive,
Yeah.
It's always a game of cat and mouse. As soon as we figure out how to do something efficient, other people are figuring it out, right?
Yeah.
And then they're lowering costs or they can deliver more, however it is, right? And so if we don't do that, you can start to see after 6 months, a year, for some reason, other places have it cheaper or faster,
Yeah.
So yeah.
So you're a big believer in AI then?
I totally am. People look at AI and go, oh, but it still can't do this or this, right? Or,
Yeah.
there's always something. For me, I really try to learn everything I can about it and how it can help my business, like with coding or with like design or with setup or workflow. And for me, I see it as, okay, if it makes a couple mistakes, that's a lot better than if a human would have done it, right? And then just move on, carry on, right?
And much quicker, right?
Yeah, much quicker. Yeah.
So how quickly do you realize some of your applications that you've created?
Yeah, I mean, people say it's vibe coding, right? For me, it's like human language coding, like, whatever you can think of. And every time there's a process that I know that needs to be automated, right, I immediately go to that. And instead of when an artist, I'll give you an example. We had this one job where the client wanted us to split up an EXR thing, right? And re-render everything. It would have manually taken someone to load it in Nuke and do all that. Probably be maybe 5 or 6 hours, right? I just go to Gemini or ChatGPT 5 or 4 at the time, and I just say, hey, this is my situation. I need this tool. And within 15, 20 minutes, with a couple of tweaks back and forth, I have a tool and I just give it to the artist. And they can finish the request in an hour instead of like 5 or 6 hours waiting there,
Yeah.
So it's automated. Yeah, so things like that, it's amazing.
So you would say that you're an adopter and you're encouraging your students to jump on it as well.
I encourage all students to use as much as possible. Now there's a distinction. You can't use AI for everything, obviously, right?
Yeah.
So for instance, I teach client solutions. In that class, I really stress to students that use AI for the coding, the back end, front end, maybe user interface if for prototyping, right?
Okay.
But
what kind of things are they making for
but
our clients?
but the offering is they have to truly feel that there's a pain point in real life that they either face or someone they know face, right? And that they constantly face. That way, when you try to solve the problem, you can add all sorts of details, right? What happens is the students ask, hey, can you give me 10 ideas to solve a pain point? And that never turns out well because the AI is always averaging out what it thinks the whole world needs, right? And it's never good. So the best ones are the ones where the students have tried or always wanted this one tool, right? And then they use AI to create that one idea and they test it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I've tried to adopt it, but I still find it very difficult. Maybe because I'm not as technology proficient.
Yeah, but also, I mean, like AI, I don't think is prime time for writing either.
Yeah.
It's really, and it comes down to the averages of all what people's style or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Or situations.
Yeah. So it's not good for like unique voices, right?
Yeah. Like in my animation class, I really discourage them from using AI at all for writing animation shorts because every time they do, and I read their proposal,
We're literally walking in the ocean, man.
Yeah.
Hey, let me check to make sure that the mic is running. Yep, still good. All right. Cool. Gotta always check, man. I don't want to do those long interviews. Great stuff like what Tom's spitting right now.
Yeah.
Wow, check this out.
Ốc len sầu dừa nè.
For free.
Yeah.
Holy moly, a lot lots of them. Whoa,
Yeah.
what's that white
What's that?
stuff
Yeah.
though?
That looks like that. That don't look right.
Dude, where are the starfish, man?
Yeah.
He said 200 meters, so maybe
Mm.
up there a little bit.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Yeah, so for the animation class,
Yeah.
I really don't, and why is there dead fish? But what I tell them is think of stories that you've been through, right? That really hurt you or made you excited, right? Those are the animation stories that you can always add detail to, and it will be much more authentic and not contrived, right?
Yeah.
I think the main thing is when I get ideas from
Starfish.
AI, yeah. When I get ideas from AI, the story always feels contrived for some reason, or very like average. It's
Yeah.
the average of all.
Well, that's what it does. That's what AI does, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, unless you develop an AI where you can list like really unique situations or viewpoints, and then from there it can bounce off of that,
Yeah.
that might be appropriate. But if you just say, hey, come up with it by itself,
Yeah.
it never turns out well.
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
That's cool that you've been able to embrace it and then make it help your company in terms of becoming more efficient and also then teaching it to the students. Yeah.
yeah.
So one of the other things that you're really big on is longevity, man.
Yeah.
Share a little bit about that. Is that the same thing as singularity, though? Longevity, or is
It's related,
okay?
but not. Yeah, not okay. So
What the heck are we walking on?
I don't.
Are
I
these
don't
like
know.
shells?
Yeah.
They look like tiny shells, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow, baby shells. Yeah.
That didn't fully develop or something.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So around 2000, I started. I bumped, on the internet. I don't know if it was luck or it's just the way I browse science and stuff, but two guys kept coming up in my feed. Right. Ray Kurzweil,
Yeah.
the one who invented the keyboard, but he always was pretty famous also for predicting future trends.
He came up because he made the keyboard, and you're looking at keyboards. Is that what
That's
happened?
possibly, I don't know. Like I don't know why he, particularly, I kept getting him.
Yeah.
Or I used to read like Real Science magazine or something like that, and they always featured him. But they used to talk about him and his prediction. I was fascinated about how he always made these predictions, and he has like a 90% correct rate, right?
Yeah.
And one of those things he started to say was, in 2045, we will have turned biological data,
Yeah.
right, into computational data, and once you have that, you can probably solve any biological issue, disease and everything, right? Because now it's just a computer problem.
Yeah.
And when I read that, I'm like 2025, and I was obsessed because I was like, all right, I could probably make it to 2045, but can my parents make it,
Ah, okay.
right? So
Yeah, that's a
right, and every
it's a pain point for the both of us.
yeah,
Right?
Well, we no one wants our parents to die, and then a year later they solve longevity, right?
Yeah.
So every so now I would check to see if he updated his timeline. Did Homeboy pull it down to 2038, or you know what I mean? Like,
But he's the authority then.
but back then in the early 2000s,
Ah, okay.
right? And then there was another guy called Aubrey de Grey,
Yeah.
with the long beard.
Yeah.
And then I started listening to him, and he started to map out, the 7 ways to approach it, and he had the same thesis. It's all biology is all data,
Yeah.
and eventually when we digitize it, we'll be able to solve it. And I thought about that. I was like, that's so true if that's a logical conclusion, right?
Yeah.
If biology is nothing but data, and eventually you can convert it. And now, so I've always seen these predictions. They used to have, and then so the singularity is the idea of when all these computers, all the AI is so smart, and you have so much of it,
Yeah.
right? That it's as smart as all humans,
Yeah.
right? Or even smarter. And when computers start to make computers, right? So they predicted that like in 2045, and they called that the singularity.
Okay.
Like, yeah, at one point where you could just want anything and the computers will solve it, right?
Okay.
And the predictions, you start to see it move up early to 2041. And I remember seeing when it was like, them bringing it up to 241 based off all the exponential curves and the sigmoid curves and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I was really excited. And then I start to see, since ChatGPT in 2022, 23, you start to see people revise it. It just keeps getting shorter and shorter.
Yeah.
And now you see a lot of them are saying there's a 50-50 chance by 2030, 2035 between that time. Right?
I think I can get there, man.
Yeah,
That's possible.
Right? So
Right?
yeah. So
That's
this
like
is,
right near retirement.
these
us.
aren't numbers that people are just pulling out of magic hats, right?
Okay.
These are like based off of trends and the doubling or the whatever exponential curves and all that stuff. So but now you see like Google, they're doing the AlphaFold and all the simulation. Now they're working on doing a digital twin of a cell so that they can.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's coming out this year or next year or something like that.
Yeah.
But the idea behind that is instead of spending $1 billion to test a cell, right? You can put it in a computer software and it can figure all that out and simulate the test. So you don't have to spend like 10, 15 years for trials. You can now apply that drug to the cell and see what happens to the whole body.
Yeah.
So Google is working on that. God bless their soul, right?
Yeah.
So I think once they have that all in place and they think they can have the full digital human body to test drugs in the next 5 years, I think 5 or 10 years fully.
Yeah.
And I think once you have that, it's over, right? The digital twin of every human, of each human, and then you can test out like tailored drugs to see what works and what cures, and Yeah. So that's why I feel very strongly that these things will happen. Right now, that's based off of the average of what could happen or what might happen. The reason why I say it could be earlier is because sometimes there are just a very narrow luck algorithm that solves it.
Something speeds up, right? They find the answers quicker.
Yeah.
They get the answers quicker than they anticipated.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right? And that's the reason why things like in the AI space now it keeps happening. When we kept having extra fingers, there's some people they'll probably solve it in 3 years, but they solved it in a year, right? Right? Or
why people have extra fingers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now they can get that fixed before.
Yeah, there's no such thing as now the more recent models. It's very rare when it creates an extra finger, right? They've solved that. And there's other stuff like, you can't get consistent characters. People were saying that's another 5 to 10 years off.
Yeah.
Now there's AI models that can do consistent characters, right? Like you can do style transfers. And I remember
text, right? Because that's a big one.
No, they solved text already.
Did they solve it?
Yes. The new Alibaba of all people. Jack Ma's Alibaba released one that's really good. Wow. We're talking about like a 98% correction. And if it doesn't get on the first try, you generate, and it's all local open source too, which is crazy. So it's every time you kind of say, this is the average of things, if it happens, they will solve this.
Yeah.
For some reason, there's a team goes, challenge accepted, right? And it pushes it closer. So it's really hard to say.
That's good why they're having competition so that eventually it'll make it available for us without payment, right?
Yeah.
Or for free.
Yeah, and so they're saying for the.
Oh, you feel like some rain coming down?
I do. Yeah.
Let's turn around.
All right. Okay.
And we've already gotten so deep into this stuff.
Yeah.
But it's awesome to finally kind of put it together because AI and longevity go together hand in hand.
Yeah.
Like you could not have that progress without the AI, right? We'd probably be like 10 years back.
Yeah. We're shooting in the dark without it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how soon? How soon do you think that they'll arrive at your estimate at the possibility?
Okay, so
of us. Okay, first I'll just say living beyond 100 years old.
Okay.
Like, on average for most people.
Okay, so
versus obviously living forever, right?
Yeah,
that's where we want to get to.
Yeah, there's this distinction where a lot of people don't realize. Okay, between living forever or living maximum lifespan, right?
Yeah.
So the humans, the most healthy ones, without any disease or thing, I think our biological limit is set around 120.
Okay.
That's when our telomeres start to run out and cancer and all that stuff starts to hit in, right?
Yeah.
Starts to erode things. If we were to live in like really like great medicine without messing with our DNA, I would say 120 is our max cap. So that's like maximum human lifespan.
Yeah.
Now, what we're talking about is, I think to hit that, I think for us, for sure, they're gonna start solving that problem. We're gonna live like to 100 most likely without any further progress, right? Or great
But
progress.
even 100, maybe by that time,
Yeah.
getting to 100 will
Yeah.
extend, right?
Let me tell you something.
Getting
When-
on, like your theory of getting on the train.
Yeah. So let me tell you something. When we were 20, do you remember any 50-year-olds looking like us?
Very, very rare, right?
Yeah. Because of nutrition, stress, medicine, you know, everything, right? It was very rare. But and so I think we're like our breed and our generation growing up, we're gonna easily make it to 100, no problem. You know, but because of medical
Barring
advances,
disease or
yeah.
our
Accidents.
personal decisions.
Yeah.
Accidents, right?
Yeah.
So just don't do anything stupid, folks. Don't
yeah.
do anything stupid. Don't do some things that are dangerous.
Yeah, like
Right,
Brian
avoid
Johnson
them.
said, right? Just don't die, right?
Hey, are you believing what he's doing?
I really believe that he's offering very good data, and yeah, he's
Okay.
doing people good because somewhere along there he's giving information that will help people at least live 5 to 10 more years if they follow it, right?
Yeah.
Um,
But obviously at cost, because what he's doing is
Yeah,
very rare where
yeah.
people have the
Yeah.
amount of money to be able to do that.
Yeah,
right?
and it definitely brings awareness, right? Now, if you say there's breakthrough, I haven't seen anything where he's discovered breakthroughs, right?
Yeah.
But it's great that he's putting together all this information and bringing awareness, and you can see what he's doing, right? To try to replicate if you don't have any protocols yourself.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, for me, he's like a net positive, right?
So he's at what, 0.6 right now? 0.6 years, a year? That he's actually getting back like over nearly 40% back?
Something
year?
like 60. Yeah. I don't. Yeah, those biological clocks versus real chronological time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's tests and measurements to test that,
Yeah.
So, yeah. But now, how soon? Now, so the natural human lifespan of 120, I think by the time in like 2030 for sure, we'll be able to maximize that.
Yeah.
Now, but the next question is, how do you live on beyond that? So it's either you live to 120 or you
And
live
there's-
forever.
Okay.
Because here's the thing, the next step is, it's not like you can add another 20 years. There's
Yeah.
no way, right?
So it's reversing.
Reverse. Yep. Now,
And
once you
you said
reverse,
that's already happening, right?
yeah, in certain genes and stuff like that, where you rebuild genes, like they can rebuild the eye now, right?
Okay.
Certain parts of the body. And then in rats, they can reverse it. But the problem is that they're using it based off the Yamanaka factor. It's like you can reverse it, but when it grows again, it grows
it-
uncontrollably. Yeah.
Does it grow right?
Yeah, it doesn't grow back right because it doesn't understand how to grow back.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
they're
yeah.
figuring that out. If they can figure
How,
that out.
how it shuts off the growth.
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Or grow into what?
Yeah.
Yeah. So once they figure that out, it's over, right? So I think they're focusing on that a lot, But once you figure that out, then it's either 120 if you don't take it, and then live forever.
Yeah.
Because now they're going to bring you back biologically between 25 and 30.
Okay.
Yeah, because at 25, that's when your body maximizes growth, and then it starts to stall for a little bit. Then around 33,
Yeah.
it starts to go downhill.
Okay.
Or the rate of repair is slower than the rate of damage. Yeah.
So we're still in that window, us being our age, like me 54 and you're what, 50 now?
Yeah.
Are we in that window to get that?
Yeah, because so for them to figure out that indefinite, like forever,
Yeah.
I think it's within the next 3 to 5 years even, where they
Okay.
start to make a serious dent in it, right?
Yeah.
And where it's like they might not be able to rejuvenate the whole body, but important parts like the heart, right, or the brain, whatever, bits by bits.
Yeah.
And so they'll be able to save
Do you think they'll be here, starfish?
the what?
Like I'm trying to figure out where
That's help. Maybe
you
it
said
was
the starfish are, man.
maybe it was just that day.
Like, where are they? And we walked all the way here. He said it was 200 meters.
Yeah.
Would it be here?
No, this is just
No, this looks.
like a cesspool.
I won't shoot it because it don't look wholesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, what were we saying?
Okay, so we have the potential to make it now based on the new,
Yeah. So I really believe that they're going to they're going to break the barrier of reversal.
and just the key parts that might break down,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So there's this concept where if they can solve the basic parts, like the heart, maybe, right, maybe the brain, just
Lungs.
patches, yeah. If they can patch you back and forth to keep you living,
Yeah.
then they can probably, make you live another 100, 110, 120, right?
Okay.
Keep patching you up. It's not the pure age reversal, right? Now, and then they hope that in the next 30, 40 years, they'll find a complete reversal, right? Now, anyone who fits within that window, they call it the escape velocity, right?
Yeah.
It's like you live within that time frame where they can just
This
keep
is
patching you up.
This is wild.
Oh, shoot, yeah. What is
This
this?
wild. These look like shells, man.
Yeah,
It's like snow.
yeah, it feels good. Yeah,
Foot massage.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you fall within that window where they can patch you,
Yeah.
right, until they solve out the true reversal, anyone who's lives within that window, they call it escape velocity, longevity escape velocity, Yeah, and I think we're well within that range now, for
And
sure.
And I think my wife, Matcha, would be really happy about that
Oh,
because
yeah.
of the age gap,
Yeah, yeah.
I think she wants to keep me around, hopefully.
I think in another 15, 20 years for sure,
Yeah.
everyone will be biologically 25. Everyone.
Whoa.
It's going to be weird watching your...
But what about the kids that are growing up, though?
They're going to hit 25 and that's,
And they're going to plateau and stop there.
Well, if they
So
don't
then-
take any medications, they'll stop. They'll get a little bit older and then they just go in and do treatment.
But how
Pull it
is
back.
that when your parents is like your age?
Yeah.
There's a lot of dilemmas there, right? There are a lot of dilemmas there, man.
Yeah. Yep, it's going to be crazy. And
Yeah.
you're going to be, and then so when you do like an average of how people die, you're only going to die because of accidents, right?
Yeah.
And based on the current like human risk behavior and shit that goes over, or things that go around the world, on average, you'll get an accident 2,000 years. So if you live for about
So
2,000 years,
will people, as a result of that, to
Yeah.
avoid death,
that depends.
would go into virtual worlds more?
I don't know
You know?
about, yeah.
And
I mean,
not risk that, right?
yeah, I don't, that's,
Because anytime you step outside your door, man,
yeah.
well, there's a lot of risk involved in Vietnam, man.
Yeah, that's hard to say.
Riding a motorbike next to big container trucks.
I mean, sometimes it's nice to walk a beach like this, like it's a
Yeah,
lot
true.
better than
You would
simulation.
do very safe activities,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, but just very safe. That's why, I don't even do pickleball, man. 'Cause,
Yeah, pickleball took away my
Yeah.
my what do they
ankle.
call it? Plantar fasciitis, the
Yeah.
muscle underneath the arch of my foot.
Yeah, I only do like 40-minute walks, 3 times a week. Right? That's enough to be healthy. I don't, no, what is it, parachute jumping or
Or will your
bungee
diet?
jumping?
Watch out.
No.
Will your diet? Will your diet be an issue?
Well, because, every week I do an OMAD, one meal a day,
Okay.
twice a week. And every 3 months I do a 100-hour fast.
Do you still do that?
Yeah, I still do. Yeah.
Do you see it come down like in that?
No, but it controls, like, I used to have pre-diabetes, but when I do that, my
You
eyes
had
are,
that too?
Yeah. But
Oh,
I don't
didn't
have,
know that.
but yeah, I don't have diabetes or, my eyes are clear, no pain in the toes
It's
or whatever.
amazing how you kept your eyesight the same
Yeah.
all this time.
Yeah, and I really believe it's because of fasting, because I don't let that insulin resistance and all that stuff
Yeah.
come mess with the, cause inflation in the back of the cornea and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I tell people that they should be doing that because it really helps, like your body, there's a filtration system that you need to let it rest, and
Yeah. I do OMAD
Yeah.
4 or 5 times a day, or 4 or 5 times a week.
Yeah. That's healthy, yeah. But you really should do the 3.5 days.
I can do that.
Yeah, because that rebuilds all your immune system and your all these cells. Your immune cells and
Yeah.
your rebuilds the DNA stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And autophagy, right? So
Yeah.
it eats
autophagy,
away
the bad cells.
bad cells,
Yeah.
right?
Yep. Yeah.
My
So-
problem is that my wife, our young mom, has a food channel. So I'm the thumbs up guy who eats the meals.
Maybe
you know?
you should like chew it and then spit it out off camera and then gives a thumbs up.
No, but she's been cooking really healthy for me as I've been trying to pursue my six pack in 6 months. So
Ah.
Yeah, so it's been really good and healthy
Yeah.
eating.
Mm.
I was gonna ask him about the
Mm.
starfish.
How would you even ask that in Vietnamese?
Sao biển.
Sao biển? Eh?
Yeah,
Like,
but he looked busy.
or sao cá? No.
Sao biển. Well, dude,
Uh,
Pietro, man, 200 meters, man. We haven't seen one starfish. Maybe you sent us the wrong direction. Wow, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
So that's worth striving for, right? To obviously maintain our health
Yeah.
and making sure that we get there.
Yeah.
Because both of us we have young kids,
Yeah.
and so it behoves us to take care of our health so we can be there as they mature into
Yeah.
young adults.
Yep. Absolutely.
So, what have you been doing besides the fasting to help you with that longevity?
Well, yeah, I do a few things. One of the other thing I do is metformin. Right?
Metformin.
Yeah,
Okay, what's
yeah.
metformin?
Metformin is a drug that they originally used for diabetics because they use it for other stuff, and they found out that when people use it, their blood sugar went down, right? And they
Okay.
never really understood it. And recently, now they do.
They did? Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
so
But-
the latest
Yeah,
article, research article
Yeah,
or paper?
metformin it recharges the mitochondria. It makes the mitochondria, the energy for your cells,
Yeah.
to be more efficient. And when you have more efficient cells, you can break down.
Is that what it does?
Yes.
I thought it was just suppressing your desire to consume sugar.
No.
Really?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's actually at the cellular level. huh?
Yeah. But the trick is you don't want to take that every day. It's like working out, right? Otherwise, and a lot of diabetics who take it every day, they don't realize this, but you should take it like maybe 2-3 days and then rest 1 or 2 days.
But
and
how
then do
many
it.
milligrams are you talking?
I take 800.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you
And this is not medical advice. This is just what
Yeah.
Tom does. Okay, so we're not here offering medical advice. Just
Yeah.
to make that very clear.
Do your research.
Yes.
Yeah. And especially if you first take metformin, you'll have diarrhea and all that stuff, right? But once you get used to it, it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
You get used to having diarrhea, or you
No,
don't
no.
get diarrhea anymore.
No, yeah, your body overcomes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I also do metformin. Probably not as regularly as I should. I should probably get on a cycle. So I will release a episode that kind of shares a little bit about what I do for myself. Okay.
Yeah, everyone has a different protocol,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So metformin, how many milligrams?
800, right? But sometimes the 800 is not available.
Yeah.
So I take 1,000, 500s. It depends on whatever they're selling or whatever my mom sends back from the U.S.
And do you feel a difference?
Yes.
You do.
If I don't, like my skin on metformin, it's smoother. Absolutely. Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So would you say that you're on it now?
No, I haven't. I'm in Ho Cham, but no. The reason was whoa. For the last 2 months since I've visited my brother, he suggested creatine, right?
Okay.
So I used to take
So what is creatine? We gotta define all these. Man. He's just spitting out these words that people might not know about, right?
And so we used to take creatine when we were younger.
For working out.
Working out, yeah.
Okay.
But it never really did anything to me, right?
At all.
At all.
Even when you were working out, you didn't feel the power?
Back then, no.
I feel the power.
Yeah, okay.
I feel like I can lift a little. Oh, it's a squid.
Oh.
Maybe squid.
Yeah.
So when I use creatine, I feel it.
Yeah.
Like if I do it like an hour before, supposedly you got to be doing it more regularly,
So,
right?
Yeah, so let me tell you about creatine, why back then I didn't feel it. Because
Okay.
when you're young, 20s, your body creates enough creatine. It's a natural, chemical.
So hence you didn't feel it.
I didn't feel it, yeah.
Okay.
But now, when your body doesn't produce as much, your body produces like 1 gram of creatine a day.
Yeah.
Now, because you miss it, when I took it, I actually felt, like my chest muscles getting tighter, and I don't work out that much.
Did you take it and work out, or
No,
just
no,
take
just
creatine?
take it. Yeah.
No workout.
No.
Okay.
Well, I walk, if you call that working out.
Okay,
right?
yeah, it's still working out.
Okay, I
Exercise.
walk 30, 40 minutes a day.
Okay.
But one good test is back then when I would like injure my leg or something and it bleed, it would take a month to heal after 40, right? But look, check this out. I hit my leg the other day here, right? And I was
Okay.
like, oh shit, this is gonna take like a month to heal, right? And it's only been 3 days, 4 days, and it's almost fully healed. And I think it's because of the creatine, right? So
Yeah, definitely as we age, man,
Yeah,
stuff don't heal right no more.
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah. But
It takes weeks or a month for wounds to kind of fully heal, if they even fully heal.
yeah, but I swear to God, I've never healed this fast. It's like Wolverine, you know? Like, I was like, why is it healing so fast? So I think creatine, so I did some research about creatine, and it's the same thing. It's amazing. In order for your mitochondria to produce energy efficiently, it needs creatine.
Okay.
Yeah, so creatine is basically like the fuel for your cells to
Let's
have
get our
energy.
feet wet a little
Okay,
bit.
yeah, yeah. So, and then I think that's why my body's healing a little bit better, you know?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's why you have strength, right? So, I mean, obviously, I don't know the exact workings of creatine,
Okay.
but I just know that it's
So no,
restoring
you haven't done the research, but
a little bit of it, but not enough
Ken
to.
has said that it's been good for him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But he works out though, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay.
But
But
I'm
you using it based on a different philosophy.
yeah, yeah. But I've known, our fellow colleagues, right? They used it,
Okay.
and they swear by it, you know.
But they work out.
Yeah, they were.
So you're
I'm
the first to do
I'm,
it
I'm
without.
the test subject to test creatine without working out, but walking, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Hey, so do you believe in other things like grounding? Like the fact that you need to ground yourself, like on the earth, to get positive, energy into your body. Because we wear shoes so much,
Yeah.
we don't ground
Okay.
enough. Do you? Because a lot of people have said that that's really good to
So
put your feet on the grass or
Ye-
on the sand or on the dirt.
yeah, I don't call it grounding, but I have noticed this. As you grow older, circulation just sucks all over your body, right?
True.
And about 3 or 4 months ago, my mom said, every day she does this now, like she does this, kitchen like this. She says, do this, right? And she says when she does that, her diabetes sugar level and everything goes down.
Really?
And yeah, I'm like, that sounds like some woo-woo stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I started to do it.
Like just that for how long?
Yeah, so
How many reps or how many times do you have to
she
do
said
that?
10, 15 seconds a day, and that's it. Yeah, and so, I did extreme, and when I did it, I started to notice, like, some of the effects of, like, when I fast, like, my eyes clear out,
Okay.
it started happening. And I'm like, what the, like, and so, and then recently when I sit on the massage, there's like the massage gun that they have. If you shoot it on your back or your
Yeah,
leg,
yeah, yeah.
right? It improves circulation. So when you're older, you have bad circulation.
Yeah.
So what I believe, right, and I could be wrong, but what I believe is if you walk barefoot, it's the same thing as this. It's
okay.
stimulating circulation,
Yeah.
right?
Gets
so
the flow back,
yeah, it gets
electricity flow.
Yeah,
back,
yeah,
right?
yeah. So you can call it electricity, but I just think it's like tikkan, right? Like your whole body's like tikkan, and you just need it a little bit to
Yeah.
unclog the circulation.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Ooh, a puffer fish, right?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
It looks like, is that a puffer or a
I don't-
piranha, man?
I don't know if piranhas live in.
No. Piranhas are freshwater, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so that's my theory on that, right? So the
Okay.
more I start to go deep massage penetration on my meat,
Yeah.
like the more it feels like the circulation, you can pull it back 5, 10 years younger.
What do you think about the oxygenating
Oxygenated
your blood?
blood, I think that's a good thing, right?
Okay.
I've seen people do it, and it's yeah. I don't know about overdoing it, but I think once in a while,
Because always you got to make sure it's clean, right?
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah. Yeah, that's yeah, but I'm afraid of needles, man. That's my problem. So I want to say.
otherwise you would do it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
But you won't even. You,
I have needle phobia. Yeah, I do.
you won't even push back that to live a little longer.
Yeah. It's hard, man. It's hard.
So do you still believe in the cutting one of the testicles loose.
That's-
When we're talking about longevity, there's a concept. Tom can explain it more. Where, I guess if you release one of your testicles,
both, actually.
both,
They found that eunuchs live longer, like females, because they don't have the testicles, right? So
Okay.
having the men, that's one of the reasons why we don't live as old as women. And they found when you get
that's
it
so
cut off,
true, yeah.
when you get it cut off, the eunuchs live as long as women.
But is there like data? Is there actual data, or is just historical? Written,
They see it in animals and stuff
stories?
like. Yeah, I mean, I gotta double check on that. I've read, right?
And you were saying like each one is 5 years, right?
Well, no,
Potentially.
no. They say the signs when it cuts off both is 10. So I said, why don't we compromise and cut off one and only do 5? I don't know if that counts, but you know, like you get the best of both worlds, right? Another 5 years, but you get to keep one nut. I don't know if that's. What if you cut one off, but then you still die, right? It's like
Yeah.
all for nothing. I don't know.
So-
Yeah.
So for the audience, if any of you guys are guys, would you do it? Both or one? What do you guys think?
Yeah.
And if you have husbands, do you tell them to go for 1 or 2?
To live another 10 years, right?
Yeah.
That's the difference between if your kid was 5 years old and you died versus 15, right?
Yeah.
So,
I think would you lose your functionality? That's the only concern, right?
yeah, I don't know. That's a good question.
That's a big sacrifice, man.
Yeah. But, you know, if
We're
you,
exploring all the options to live long, right?
but
here.
if you make the bet that the singularity is coming where they can solve all biological stuff,
Yeah.
then you cut your nuts off so that you can live past 2040
Yeah.
to make sure that the technology comes. And then the technology will come where you can regrow your nutsack. Right? This is not medical advice. You do your own calculations.
do your own research, please.
Yeah.
We're speculating
Yeah.
here, right? But that's how serious it is for us as older guys. You know, we got to think about these things, man, because
Yeah.
it's creeping up. We never thought we'd be 50 something, you know.
Yeah.
We never thought we'd get here so quickly, man. I feel like it's like that, you know.
Yeah.
And like 20 years, Tom's been here. 22, right? 22 years.
21 and a
right?
half. Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah.
Woo. Unfortunately, we still love it here. So
Wait, actually 2022, well, the end of 2022.
I came 20,
You came mid 2020. No, wait.
2005.
No, sorry.
2005.
End of 2023. And then,
So mine's 20 years. So
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
21 and a half, yeah.
And I'm sure, you know, that's a topic that I'll talk to Tom about on another episode, because that could be lots of stories and a lot to tell about why we chose to come back to Vietnam and why we've stayed here so long. Because there's something obviously working well for us here to remain here, you know?
Yeah. But real quick, at the heart of it all, arbitrage. You take that however you want. Arbitrage.
Arbitrage is a trading term, right? We're trading philosophy. Okay, I think that's gonna require a whole episode by itself.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're still here. We still love it. I don't think it's because we don't feel like we can't go back. Like I think, you know, we've obviously lived in Vietnam comfortably. And even if we go back to the States, it's no different for me. When I go back, do you feel any different?
Yeah.
Like you feel like, hey, it's like, you know, the back of your hand still, right? Going back there.
Well, yeah, I still know the streets
Driving,
and everything.
talking, and
Yeah.
interacting and all that stuff. So it's not because of that.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
But-
Yeah.
But I think we've obviously enjoyed living here and living amongst Vietnamese people, and obviously all of the expats and travelers that come through here. All right, so we go back and get
Okay.
dinner.
Sure. Okay.
Okay. The only reason why, now we're in silhouette. So this is where you get the chance to see the beautiful ocean, not be focused on us. Yeah, but no, it's been great, man. It's been awesome to obviously be here and share the experience with you. And obviously, you know, having our kids here and our wives here, and getting together and meeting up. And hopefully one day Ken will be able to come back here and, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
we've been talking about maybe getting like a piece of land where maybe we can, in our old
Dude,
age,
I've been
build
saying that
build a
forever.
house and live in the same like
I-
little village together.
Dude,
you know?
I've been saying that forever. You know, like even back then, 15 years ago, each of us put $100 in a little pot, and like every year we could buy a small piece of land in BFE, right? And then we just keep cashing that into a bigger one.
I think we can still do it now.
Now,
Well,
yeah.
now we're in slightly better situation.
Yeah, yeah. But I
So-
remember in 2008, I emailed like
I
10,
know.
10 of our friends, and I proposed that, and no,
I'm down. I'm down.
crickets.
But there was a little bit of insecurity at that point of how do we get our names on the deed of the land, and that was always, you know, because
yeah.
obviously at that point the partner situation wasn't as stable.
Well, we just look at all 10 of us and see who has the most trustworthy girlfriend.
Because at that time, I think I would have been a lost piece of land by now, potentially, you know? So, in a way, it's a good thing. But yeah, it would be cool if in our old age, if we can all live close to each other, and even my brothers, that would be cool, you know, and be able to get together and chit chat, work on whatever. But we're gonna be young again.
Yeah, yeah.
According
yeah.
to you,
Yeah,
so-
yeah.
Yeah.
And for sure, in about 20, 30 years, we'll all be together living as we want as a team or a group, like when we were young, you know, and
Yeah.
just really enjoy how we were when we were younger. I really believe that. I really do.
That would be cool, man. Okay, we're gonna head back to the hotel, which is right over there. The Emerald Hotel for the SCD Team Building Joy event, which has been pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Been pretty cool to hang out with everybody and bond and all that stuff. So really happy that we got this trip out here to hang out together and also to record an episode in such a grand environment. And finally, you know, getting Tom on an interview and on a walk and talk. So now I've got at least one interview with Ken, his brother, and now Tom. And I think we got a lot more stuff to share with you in the future. All right, so thanks for joining. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, then please subscribe, like, and share, and we'll catch you next time on Old Dad Discovers. And Tom, do you want to share anything about yourself and how people can find you? Do you have a YouTube channel yet? Because you said that you were gonna do one.
Yeah, I'm working. It's coming out soon. You know, I'm working on a YouTube channel where it teaches people how to break the barrier from AI to creating applications
Wow.
or workflows, things like that. Yeah.
And you're gonna share some of the applications you've created as examples?
Yes, like music making applications, you know, things like that, you know, or basic coding to understand the game. And it's designed for people who don't know anything.
Wow.
Yeah,
From
yeah.
zero.
From zero, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, but the only thing is with the way that, you know, the ChatGPT or AI versions change, is that, is there like longevity, you know, evergreen for those episodes? Because like, if you teach something and then like, 2 weeks later they come out with a new version.
And then this is the reason why I haven't launched, and because I've been wanting to do this since ChatGPT 3.5, right? And every time I do, the thing gets better. So what I've learned is, I will show how to set it up basically in VS Code,
Okay.
like the IDE, and then I would say, hey, well, if you want to make a music generating app, you have to know that there's like chords. There's 7 chords on all white keys. That's all you need to know for now.
Yeah.
Right? And then you take that information, you ask ChatGPT, right, what to ask. So there's always going to be like maybe 5 to maybe 10 things that you need to know to ask ChatGPT.
Okay.
Right? And then let ChatGPT do everything else and you just throw it back in the IDE and it becomes a website.
Yeah.
So my idea is to let people understand that basic 5 to 10 things they need to know across any type of application.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
then if ChatGPT, if it updates to 6 or 7, you always know the basic under the hood what it's doing.
All right. Yeah. I gotta finish my PhD, but once I do, then I'll be on the journey with Tom. But yeah, I think I gotta prioritize it. I'll never get done. But all right, thank you, Tom, for coming on.
Yeah, it was fun. It was awesome.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
So we'll catch you again next time, folks.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Old Dad Discovers.